Hello, good morning, everybody. How are you? Oh, still got my scrunchie. It is Angie Atkinson, and it is May the 24th, 2018. And on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and we'll just get going. So how's everybody doing? It is 11 o'clock in the morning where I live, which means I'm a little later than usual, but that's okay because I'll be here for a full hour. And I hope that you can all enjoy and join in and do all the things. So hello, Jillian. Welcome, my Mod Squad friend. Mariella's here. Sansu Wellness in the house. X-Dude, hello. Cute Rabbit, hello, my friend with the cute name. Manju is here and Maureen is here, as is Mia. Hello, everybody. Jillian says, great, big, freaking beautiful morning, peeps. Right? I know. All right, right on. Mia, hello. Cute Rabbit says, I love you so much. You inspire me. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. I really appreciate that. Amanda Eakin in the house. Hello. It's Manju's Life says, my sponsor confessed to my sister that she's a narcissist and sent the other ex to the hospital with bad anxiety. Oh my goodness. So sorry about that. Sansu Wellness says yeah, that's really tough. Manju, I hope you're okay. Hope your sister's okay. Are the ex is okay? I don't really know. Oh, I see. But I don't know about your sponsor. I don't know what you mean exactly by that, but thank you for sharing it. Sansu Wellness says she likes the starry background. Thank you. I have this new green screen behind me so I can switch it up at will. It's pretty fun. But I kind of like the starry background. It's peaceful, you know. Let's see here. Mariella says, could you speak about how to decipher between, oh, that's a great question. How to decipher between love bombing and healthy attachment in the initial love phases. What are some of the warning signs that's a narcissist? Okay, great question. So one thing that I would, hello, Ann speaker, by the way. One thing that I would totally start to watch for is with narcissists, unless they're using you as a secondary source of supply, they're going to be really fast to commit, to want you to commit. They're going to talk marriage early. They're going to talk moving in early. It's going to seem like, oh my gosh, where's this person been all my life? And even if you're the sort of person who typically is like, wait, I got to hold on a minute. I got to wait until I get to this place where I'm ready to do X, Y, Z. Even then, they will somehow convince you that, in fact, if you're not aware ahead of time, that in fact they are your soulmate and they've always been your soulmate, and you might as well just go ahead and get together now because you've already been together in 27 lifetimes or something like that. You know, there's a lot of behavior that changes the way that that you are perceived by them. Does that make sense? But basically they idealize you during love bombing. They act like you're perfect. And you start to really think, wow, this is really the person I've been looking for my whole life. But if you watch closely, you can notice things like they're kind of rude to their mother, or they're rude to the people at the restaurant, or, you know, they flirt a little too much, or they, you know, they have a whole bunch of opposite sex or same sex friends, whatever y'all are into, that are exes. And, you know, they have these little harems and things like that. As far as a healthier relationship, people are going to be a little bit more cautious at the beginning. Not to say that, you know, people don't fall in love quickly, because I'm sure that in some cases they do. But the way that you can test this is to, you know, say to this person, if you start to fall in love, say, I'm into you, but I just need to step back a couple, you know, inches and take it a little slower. Let's go a little slower. And a person who really cares about you and who really is the one is going to go slower for you. Another thing you can look for is the discussions, right? So at the beginning, the discussions are going to probably be pretty 50-50. But what you'll notice is that while they do sometimes listen really well in the beginning, they're usually asking you about all your deepest, darkest secrets. And the reason for that, we learn later, is because they want to, basically they want to have dirt on us so that when it becomes time for the value in the discard, they can throw that back in our faces. And a lot of times, you know, they will tell you their whole life story, at least as they want you to hear it. Ooh, another big one, exes. You know, if you ask about the exes and they start filling you in on all the dirt on their exes, or even their most recent ex, you know, they'll say things like, that person cheated on me, that person hit me, that person hurt me, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of times what you're hearing is literally exactly what they did to the ex and what they will do to you in the future. So be really careful if they say the ex is crazy or whatever. Let me know if you have other questions. There's more to it than that. I've done tons of videos on it. You're more than welcome to check those out as well, but definitely a difference there. So yeah. Anne, hello, good morning. Oops, I lost my spot. Okay. Manju says it scared me and I had to let her go. Understood. I understand. Ron Nelson, hello. He says, Angie, what up? You know, I'm chilling, whatever. How are you? Let's see here. Montana Sammy Joe says, good morning, Angie. Is that the galaxy behind you? I think so. You kind of see that. Well, there's a light behind me, but it's not turned on, but you can see like a, a little glowing area. That seems galaxy-ish. J8 says, hey, Angie, I checked out several videos on cognitive dissonance and have been praying and had to replay 2 of your older videos on what I'm dealing with now. Would you like it if I made newer versions of those? Let me know. I know the old videos are terrible. I'm trying to get better, but I was not obviously a video producer by nature. It's just something that I'm learning as I go along. So I'm not great at it, but I'm getting better. Thank you, J8. And I know that those old videos, some of them are horrible. So I've been trying to kind of remake them as I can. But if there are specific ones you want me to remake, please reach out and let me know. All right. Hello, Deborah. Welcome, welcome. And Manju said, I didn't feel safe at all. That makes a lot of sense to me. J8 says, it's the closer it's getting time for me to leave with my son, the more flying monkeys there are coming in. I don't respond. I just ignore them. Unfortunately, that's the very best thing you can be doing here. Responding to them will just only make them stronger, sort of. Giving them any of your energy at all will just encourage them to continue their stuff. If you don't respond and you don't acknowledge or you just don't deal with whatever they're, trying to sell you, well, then you'll have a far better chance of not actually losing this game. So No Narcs says hello all. Hello, No Narcs. Anju is here. Hello, Anju. Welcome back, my friend. And Jillian says the stars are shining on Angie. Let's hope so. Let's see here. J8 says, then I question, am I being too mean? But I'm trying to hang tough there. The hoovering doesn't help either. Can you feel me? I totally feel you. Yeah, I feel you. You feel me? Okay. Yes, J8, I totally get it. And, the thing is, it is hard. As empaths, it's our nature to just want to be nice to people. And so when we are forced to have to, take a step back from people and kind of be it almost feels like you're being rude to them. It's hard for us, but yeah, you're doing the right thing for yourself when you're doing that. Being, gray rock doesn't mean mean necessarily. It might seem a little standoffish, but it's not really mean. It's just being true to yourself instead of someone else. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. Let me know your thoughts. Tina Szank, I never say your name right, Tina, but I'm so happy you're here. Hello and welcome back. Sherry Burt, hello, Sherry. Oh, Sherry, I'm so glad you're here. Our mod squad was very concerned, and I know they were able to help you. So thank you for coming in. Big hugs and love to you, my friend. I'm glad you're doing better. Bella Vamhurst is here. Hello, my beautiful friend. How are you? She says, hello, everyone, and a very happy, thankful Thursday. I hope everyone is well. We are always happy to see you're beautiful. Oh, P.S. Any news on Dana? Do you know how she is? She's been in my thoughts. Yeah, she's doing well. Last time I spoke to her, she said they were still in the process of getting everything together. She said she's doing well. She said I think she's planning to be back in her space by June. So we're going to restart our joint sessions in June. So stay tuned for that. Let's see here. And we're talking, just for those who don't know, about Dana from Thrive After Abuse. We do a weekly shared live session. We just switch back and forth on channels because we're on, we're very different people, but we have very similar platforms and we both believe basically the same thing when it comes to narcissism and narcissistic abuse recovery. So we're teaming up to help more people. And she's a real sweetheart. I really enjoy Dana very much. Let's see here. Anne says, can you talk about why victims of narcissism feel so empty? Absolutely. Absolutely. So what it comes down to is that when you're with a narcissist, in the beginning, you think, like I said, you think, oh, this is amazing. This is the best person ever. Over the course of the relationship, you are devalued, you are discarded repeatedly. It's not like they leave you every time they discard you. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times, you might be in a 30-year marriage and you may have been discarded every day for 30 years, where they act like you don't matter. They act like you're not good enough, whatever. They walk away from you. They give you the silent treatment, whatever. And so I think what happens is that we spend so much time trying to figure out, how do I make this right? I mean, I can't tell you how long I spent trying to figure out how to make my ex-husband happy. It just wasn't possible, and the same for my parents, for that matter. But the thing is, the reason that we feel so empty during and after abuse until we get to the place where we heal and fill our own cup is because we spend so much time worrying ourselves about how to make them happy. We try to change ourselves to make them happy. We put our own passions and excitement and things that we care about away to make them happy. And if we don't do that, they try to force it on us anyway. A lot of times they succeed, especially if we're not aware of what we're dealing with, because a lot of times, it's so subtle and you don't even think about the level to which they have become controlling to you. It happens so slowly and pervasively. So I think what happens is that because our head kind of gets filled with their mess, and instead of our own passions and dreams and excitement, anything that we work toward is almost always just to either keep them happy or to keep them, from being angrier, then we certainly feel empty. And I think, on top of that, you've got the depression, you've got all the body chemicals happening. I just talked about that in a recent video. Everything changes, but it never, the narcissist, they don't fill your cup at all. You're filling their cup, and so yours is empty. Does that make any sense? So one of the best things that we can do for ourselves when we're doing self-care and we're trying to get healed is to focus on what we care about, what our passions are. In addition to all the healing stuff, that actually kind of aids in the healing because it helps us to see, who we really are. Sometimes we don't even know, because a lot of us were also raised by a toxic parent or person. And that leads to us really never having known who we were until we go into the healing phase. So at least not completely. I mean, obviously we know what our name is, and we know all that stuff, but we don't really understand, like, what are we into? What do we care about? I mean, we might have an idea, but we've never really taken the time to, or we haven't recently taken the time either way to really throw ourselves into that. So I hope that's a little bit helpful. Let's see here. Hello, Noelle. Hello. No Narc says cool studio. Well, thank you. We have Linnell is here. Hello, Linnell. Welcome back. She says she's having a tearful day today. Is anyone else having that? I personally am okay today. So is Manju. It's a process, though. We all have those tearful days. I mean, I was a little bit tearful yesterday. I didn't even know why. I mean, I had an idea, but it was mostly hormones. The point is that we all have those days, and it's okay to have those days. If you find yourself feeling that way, give yourself a little extra self-care and be compassionate to yourself, because that's what we forget. We forget to be compassionate with ourselves, even in recovery. So don't forget that. Let me know if you have specific questions I can help with. James Joseph Waskiel is here. Hello, James Joseph. He says, thank you for helping me. Absolutely, my pleasure. Thanks for being here, my friend. And Kingdom Princess, hello. How are you, Princess? She says, good afternoon, everyone. We have Montana Sammy Joe saying, excellent question. Sue says, where's the Big Dipper? I can't see it. I don't know. This is just a virtual background. I'll have to, can you see it now? I don't even know. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. It's Manju's Life says, I let that girl go, sponsor for ACA meetings. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Well, that makes sense. And I think you have to do what you have to do to keep yourself safe and healthy. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing. Let's see. Anne says empty after they leave the relationship. Yeah, same thing, because a lot of times you don't even know what to fill your cup with. So, and if you're feeling that way right now, Anne, I have a free tool that you can use. It's queenbeing.com/passion. It's a passion finder. It's just a download. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. So if you want to pick that up, queenbeing.com/passion, PASSION. Amanda Eakin says, girl, I need you this week. I was turned down immediately for a carpentry position because I'm female and they have jealous wives. That's BS. She said I was more than qualified. See, I feel like if you could prove that, you could, I'm not trying to get people in trouble or business owners in trouble, but my gosh, that's illegal. It's illegal in the United States. I assume it's illegal in some other countries as well. Tell me your thoughts. But it's discrimination based on your sex, and that's illegal. They can't do that. Legally, they can't do that. I mean, you're going to be in a gray area though, because like, I don't know what state you live in, but for example, the state I live in is a no-fault state. And so I was unfairly fired from a job before, which actually worked out great because it was what I did before I became me, the current me that you know. But it was 2005. But at the time, I hadn't done anything to deserve the firing. I had seen several male colleagues be moved to different parts of the office and different things like this when they did things that were wrong and were fireable, just right before I was fired. Then I got fired, and what it came down to is that the male boss, who was right above me, I had been considered to jump over him for management. He didn't like that. He didn't like that I was running 2 departments, and he didn't like that one of the departments was all men. So, and the other one was about 75% men. So I think that there was a clear sexism issue there. And I went and I contacted an attorney, but because our state is a no fault state, I think it's called, we're not no fault. What is it called? I just knew it. Anyway, is basically they can do whatever, at will or something. Anyway, there was no law in place. The law that was in place actually made it a lot harder for me to get any sort of justice out of that deal because of the fact that this person, because we were the no hire, no fault, I can't remember, but basically they could, at will, they could hire and fire at will without any reason is the bottom line. So, and there was no like official contract in place. So kind of weird. All right, let's see here. So Amanda, have you done anything about that? Let me know your thoughts. Bonnie says, hi, good morning. Hello, Bonnie. Hello. Oh, Bonnie just reminded me, we forgot to talk about what we're thankful for. I'm going to come right back to that because she told me. But everybody, really quickly, I usually start off on Thursday mornings with what I'm thankful for. So let me just do that really quick. And then you guys tell me here what you're thankful for. I'm thankful for you, all of you, each and every single one of you. I'm thankful for my home, my family, my new studio, my children. The fact that school's almost out and I'm looking to put my daughter in a private school next year because there's a bunch of bullies over there at her school. We're moving on. Let's see what else. I don't know. I'm thankful for the cars that we have that run, the food in the fridge, the bed, the good pillows, the bathrooms. I like the bathrooms. All of the things in my life. I'm thankful for my friends, for my Queen Being team, etc. So tell me, what are you grateful for today? Gratitude is so important. It puts you in the right mind space. It puts you in the right energy space to make your life better. So what are you grateful for today? Bonnie says she's grateful that she went to her doctor this morning. She got nebulized for her bronchitis. Oh, Bonnie, bronchitis. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. She's been having a hard time with her health because she was in a car accident recently. And so I've been really concerned, but she's doing better with self-care. She says, I think I will be getting better soon. Thankful for the sunny day also. Right on, Bonnie. I want you to take care of yourself. Please don't do anything for anybody else today. Just breathe and take care of yourself. Okay, moving right along. Jillian says, love bombing is almost desperate, fast moving, insistent, and possessive. Yes, absolutely the truth. Yes. And that's different than, in a healthier relationship, the person's going to be more considerate of your feelings and they're not going to want to push you too fast because they understand that that would be harmful to both them and you. I feel like I have something in my eye right now. Okay. Ooh. Okay. It's Manju's Life said I told her I didn't feel safe with her being my sponsor. That's smart. X-Dude says, we all know, codependents are very caring people. Can it be that codependents can be manipulating like a narcissist, or is it that they are inverted narcissists? Good question. I don't think that most codependents, okay, I don't really like to call people codependents, first of all. I think there's such a thing as codependency. And I think that most of the people who tend to be attracted to this channel are usually very intelligent empaths. With that being said, certainly codependents can be, I'm seriously struggling with this eyeball. I don't know what the deal is right now. Certainly codependence can, I don't really think that I don't want to call anybody a codependent person. I would say this. I would say, yes, anyone can be a manipulator. Anyone can, even an empath. And it depends on how you look at it. But I mean, an empath can be manipulative simply by, letting someone know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like by understanding who that person is and responding to them in such a way that that person, responds better to them. That could be considered manipulation. It doesn't make it, it doesn't make it bad. So I guess my point is, yes, there are inverted narcissists and they are codependent. Yes, there are narcissists who are codependent. Most of them are. And there are empaths who are codependent, but it doesn't make, I don't think it's a fair statement to say that all codependents are inverted narcissists or anything like that. So, and I don't like to call people codependent as a person. I don't like to refer to a person as a codependent. Does that make sense? Okay, moving on. Montana Sammy Joe says, I go to AA. The 12 steps are amazing. Absolutely the truth. I've heard positive things. Sam is here. Hello, Sam. Welcome back. He says hello to everyone. Tink is back. Hey, Tink, how you been? Tink says, has anyone had experiences with their ex-narcissist trying to, I'm going to say, off themselves to win your sympathy back? My ex found me states away just to show me all of her self-harm and how much she loves me. Oh, that's awful. I have experienced people doing, I've had people threaten in my own life. I've had no one has done it as far as I'm aware. But yeah, that's a common attention-seeking device. And it's ridiculous that you don't hurt yourself physically because you love someone. You do that because you're looking for attention or because you have some other issue that is unrelated to that. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm sorry that happened to you, Tink. Are you okay? Linnell says, I had a few self-attacks today. How did I let my kids stay near this? Shame as shit. Tools to bounce out of this a little easier. Yeah. Okay, Linnell, no problem. There's a lot of different things you can do. I suggest you pick up the free cognitive dissonance tools I put out a couple days ago. And you can look at the videos for the links to that, or just go to Life Makeover Academy to find it. The thing is that I look at it this way. When it comes to feeling shame, when it comes to feeling embarrassed about what you did during a toxic relationship or during a situation like that, you have to give yourself a little bit of grace here, because you are being actively manipulated, whether you know it or not, whether you knew it then or not. And so if you think about that and you think about the possibilities there and exactly how these people could truly, you have to understand that you were under significant manipulation. And so anything you did was sort of outside of yourself. Does that make sense? Instead of feeling sad, instead of feeling angry and shameful at yourself, be proud of yourself for getting out. You can't dwell on the past because you can't change the past. And if you spend too long right now dwelling on it, guess what? You're letting it control you. You're letting it take you to a place you shouldn't be in, and you're letting it waste more of your time. So what you remember, Linnell, that what you can control is the future and the present. You can't do anything about the past, so you can't dwell on it. You know what I mean? One of the biggest life lessons for me that changed my life in such positive ways was, number one, only focus on what you can control. If you can't control something and you're not happy about it, turn away from it. That doesn't mean you have to not pay your bills, right? But don't dwell on the fact that you're going to be late with your electric bill this month if you can pay it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Focus on what you can control. Focus on the things you do want and not the things you don't want. That's going to help you as well. You are already moving in the right direction, Linnell, because you got out of there. And so now you know where to go from here. I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have other questions. Also, go to queenbeing.com. There's tons and tons of free tools there. Just look around. In fact, there's one page, I think I recently put some of the tools on all one page, free courses, all kinds of stuff. Go check those out. Montana Sammy Joe says, good to see you, Bonnie. I'm glad things are looking up. Yes, indeed. It's good to see you too, girl. How you been? Montana Sammy Joe. I know you're here a lot of the time, but not as much as, okay, moving on. James, thank you everyone for helping me feel I'm not alone. Right on, right on. Manju says, I am working on moving out of my toxic parents' house. My dad is a narc and it's scary. Oh, girl, I feel you. I feel you. I've been there. Just protect yourself, be careful, and plan ahead. You know what I mean? Make sure you save your money and that you have it. I would try to have a little cushion in your bank account, to make sure that you have a backup plan just in case. Belle says, yes, I love the Starry Night background. Oh, thank you. She said, I would love this for my bedroom ceiling. Yeah. She said, I still like your pink sparkly background. Yeah, that's laid in a box right behind. Yeah. But I'm trying to think about if I'm going to rehang that or not. I don't really know. I probably will hang it, but maybe not in here. I picked up a whole bunch of new video backgrounds yesterday for my regular videos too. So that should be fun. Okay. Let's see here. Anne said, oh, lost my spot. Hold on. Hi, Shannon. Okay, Jillian. Where was I? Bill. Okay. Anne says, my ex would hurt himself, be sick, go into AFib, on and on and on all the time just to get me to feel badly for him. Oh, there you go. That is one of those, what do I call it? It's a negative attention-seeking narcissist. It's somebody, I can't recall the term off the top of my head right now, but I've seen this a lot where they play it. Maybe it's just a covert, typical thing, but I see it a lot where they play the poor me game, and they really push it, and it's just, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I can't even. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that he's your ex, Anne, because wow, that is such a rough situation. I know people just like that who play that game, and you can often identify them by the way they do Facebook or any social media. If they're putting out a lot of negativity, oh, poor me, this is so terrible, oh no, this is happening, oh no, that's happening, then you probably want to steer clear of those people. And that's another red flag you can look for with a new person that you might be dating in the future. Look at their Facebook page and see what the majority of their posts are. They positive, are they negative, or are they just, you know what I mean, negative cry posts or brag posts, kind of look for a happy medium there. Yeah, Manju says, thank you for all I do. Thank you so much, Manju. Appreciate you, my friend. Bonnie says, yep, narcs are like cult leaders, and they feel entitled, like being rude and demanding to service workers. Exactly. Yes. Shannon says, hello, Angie and Spanley. Hello, Shannon. Mod Squad. Hashtag Mod Squad. Okay, moving on. Anne says, yes, they do ask for your deepest, darkest secrets, and they do throw it back in your face. OMG, so right. Right? Isn't it crazy how similar they all are? That's why we know it's not us, you guys, because we can see all of these parallels in all these people who don't know each other and who probably would never want to admit that they're just like thousands of other people. But here we are all together doing this and knowing that they're all so similar, parents, boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, husbands, doesn't matter. Whoever that bosses, whoever that person is in your life who's a narcissist, they have all of these similar qualities to other narcissists. It's crazy. I can't tell you how many times people have said to me, are you looking at my kitchen window? Because how did you know that this is how it is at my house? Well, let me tell you, they're all the same. I used to joke and say that I thought maybe they were pod people, and I'm still not sure I was wrong. I'm just kidding, sort of. It's just so strange to me how they're so the same. Yeah, Teresa says all their exes are crazy. Hello, Teresa, and welcome. Right, their exes are crazy, according to them. Rhonda Friedman, hello, says, I am so happy to be out from under the malignant narcissism of a family member. Excellent news and welcome, my friend. How are you? Nikki Smith says, I lived in a safe house for a year. This week, I moved into my new home. We made it to the other side. Thank you, Angie. Oh, Nikki, that's so amazing. Hands up, everybody, for Nikki. Nikki, I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's beautiful, and I'm thrilled for you. Oh my gosh, big hugs and love to you, my friend. Great news. Okay, I might cry. I'm gonna try not to. All right. Jillian says, thinking back, I didn't give him any dirt. See, you're kind of awesome like that. What's up? Montana Sammy Joe says, hello to Shannon. Teresa Paul says, they're the sane ones who can do no wrong. The narcissists, right, of course. The can do no wrong part especially. And yes, of course, they're the only sane people they know in real life because their version of sanity is a little bit insane. Just say it. Okay. Shannon says hello to Mariella, Jillian, Sansu, X-Dude, and Cute Rabbit. Jillian says, congrats, Nikki. And Bonnie says, exes disclose very little about their past, but make sure they drill you for information about your past. It's a setup, yeah. And whatever they do disclose is probably some BS anyway, let's be honest. But they'll tell you their deepest, darkest thoughts. And sometimes if you really, really, like I have one client who has been a client for a really long time and she's doing really great. And recently I talked to her again because she was thinking about taking a relationship she was in to the next level, decided not to. Because long story, I'm not telling you her story, but I will tell you this. She told me some things that her ex told her at the very beginning of their relationship. And like, it's one of those things where you kind of look back and you go, yikes, that was a huge red flag. And so if you think now that you know what you're dealing with and you think back to those early days and some of the things they told you, some of those things might have even seemed kind of attractive to you or exciting to you. But they turned out to be really bad. For example, my ex once said to me, I hate it when the party ends. And I thought that was a funny thing to say and an interesting thing to say. And it turns out that was just no good. It was really bad. So, and in fact, part of the reason I left that person, part of the thing that pushed me over the top was related to him doing drugs. So, yeah. Behind my back, I found out because our bank account was emptied and I had to figure out how to feed my child that week and pay the rent. Yeah, that was a long time ago, thank goodness. But it was very bad. Yeah. Belle says, for Thankful Thursday, I would like to say that I'm thankful for many things, but a very simple joy. I happened upon a lilac bush. I love lilacs. And an invite to take a small bouquet home. Sweet scents here. I love that. Lilac smells so good to me. And I didn't even know why. I found out that my biological grandmother she loved lilacs, and I've always loved them. And I didn't even know why until I found that out. Not that I'm not saying that's why. I'm saying that was an interesting connection. Okay, moving right along. All right. Let's see here. We have Shannon O'Brien saying hello to Manju, Maureen, and Mia. And Shannon saying hello to Anne, Ron, and Montana, Sammy Joe. Hello, Colleen. Welcome back, Colleen Denny. And Manju says hello to Shannon. Jillian says, hey, those old videos changed my life. Jillian, I love you so much. I want you to know that. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Jillian has been with us for a long time, and I know that she's mostly healed now, but she still comes and is with us and hangs out with us. And I just love her. Okay, moving right along. She's been amazing, an amazing support for me and for the whole Queen Being team, and for I know a lot of you guys as well. And in fact, I really love me some Jillian. I love all of you guys, don't get me wrong, but Jillian's been around a long time and I really appreciate her so much. Okay, Maura says, hello everyone, sorry I'm late. I'm grateful for therapy and the study of mental illness and for healing. Hello, Maura, hashtag Mod Squad is awesome. Welcome back, and thank you for being here. Shannon says hello to J8, Deborah, and No Narcs. Manju says, love all these live streams. All of these are so helpful. I'm so glad to hear that, Manju. Thank you. Sam says, I had the same kind of talk with the ex-narc and how she spoke to her previous ex, that he tried to stalk on her, beat her, the guy being like demented, et cetera, like completely over the top, right? And when it comes to a female narcissist, they use that. So, okay, let me just lay this out for you. Okay. So when we're talking about a male narcissist, he's going to get all that information and he's going to tell all the lies about the past people, and they did all these horrible things to me and this, that, and the other thing. And in that case, it's often about getting the new supply to conform and do what they want, as far as like, for example, I'm just going to use this lame example of the dishes, which I've used a bazillion times. They would say, my ex never did the dishes. And so you'll think to yourself as a female, you'll go, oh yeah, I need to make sure I always do the dishes because that really bothers him. And that person, I don't want to trigger him about his ex who was so abusive and mean, whatever. And then the females, see, what they do is they tap into the male's protective urge. See, so Sam, when this ex told him, he stalked me, he beat me, he did all these horrible things. He was demented. He was crazy. Not only was she trying to condition you to treat her a certain kind of way, but she was also tapping into your natural protective instinct that came out. Even women have this sometimes, but this is especially true with female narcissists. And Sam, you tell me, were you feeling really protective of her when you met her because of that, or when she told you that story? I've seen it a thousand times. It's crazy. Yeah. Teresa Paul says, Angie, you have helped me a lot. I recently recommended your videos to a friend who is recovering from her narc relationship. Teresa, thank you so much. And I'm glad you came into the chat today. It's really good to see you, and welcome to this family. And I always appreciate, you're sending my videos, or anyone sending my videos to someone who needs them, because the idea here is that if I can help even one person get out of a relationship, then I'm happy. A toxic relationship. Let me clarify. I don't want you to get out of a good relationship. But whether that's with a family member or a friend or a spouse or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever, if I can help even one person get rid of the toxic in their life and try to be happier, well, then I'll feel like all of this is worth it. And I know I've helped more than one, but I want to keep helping people. And so when you do that, you help me and you help them. And I love that. Thank you. That validates my whole life mission. It really does. Thank you, Teresa. Maura says, I'm about to be driving, so listening in. Thank you for sharing that, and be safe. Don't be typing and driving and whatnot. Don't make me go all mom on your butt. Okay. Shannon says hello to Anju, Tina, and Sherry. And Tina says, alcoholic narcissist mirrors same behaviors. Any thoughts on how to deal, or any advice until I make my escape? Always calling the police and making a false statement. So embarrassed. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alcoholics are always, they tend to, while they're in active addiction, they act like narcissists, even if they're not. And I think that when they are also narcissists, in addition to being alcoholics or addicts, it's 10 times worse, because they never had any empathy to begin with. And so, but they do a lot of feeling sorry for themselves. And so one of the things that you can do to deal until you get out of there is this. So you know what kinds of things set that person off specifically. You know what their, excuse me, I'm just getting comfortable here. You know what their little pet peeves are. You know what it is that makes them, get mad. Well, obviously you can avoid those things while you wait. The other thing that you can do is literally, Tina, you can literally sort of put them on a little fake pedestal. And so what I mean is, if you constantly praise that person, and any chance you get, you act like they're your hero. Okay, if I'm assuming they don't know you're leaving, then there's that. If they ever come at you with, I accuse you of X, Y, Z, why didn't you do the dishes? Blah, blah, blah. I'm so sorry. Don't make a bunch of excuses, but just apologize, seem as sincere as you can, and let them just blah, blah, blah in your ear. Remember, don't look them in the eyes when they're doing that. Look them right here or right here or right here. I find right here to be, I'm not flipping you off. I like the mouth, because you can see a lot in the mouth as far as their intention, and you kind of see a lot of micro expressions in the mouth that you can't see elsewhere. So be aware of that. But basically, it involves, you don't overreact when they attack, as long as they're not physically attacking, in which case call the police, do what you got to do. And in order to avoid the calling the police, anticipate them. Think ahead. How can I make this person think I like them? Well, how do you do that? You give them lots of praise. You tell them, good job, good job. Anything they do. I don't even care. If they make a drink the right way, you act like they just hung the moon. You know what I'm saying? You give them like above and beyond kind of support. Let me know if that makes sense to you. And again, this is not something I would recommend if you're not leaving, but because you're leaving, that's how you can get them to calm down a little bit. You kind of want to put them almost at ease by letting them think that you think they hung the moon. So anything they say, do, think, or feel, you're like, yep, you're right. If they're like, this neighbor across the street, put their trash on the roadside of the driveway, you just let them, oh yeah, that's really terrible. I don't know how we put up with, whatever. Let them say whatever they want to say. Know in your head that you're just faking it until you get out of there, and then be working on that plan to get out. Because yeah, you can keep them relatively happy with you by doing this, but not forever. And you're going to have to bite your tongue a lot, and it sucks. It's not enjoyable at all. So keep that in mind. Let me know if you have other questions about that, Tina. And as far as the calling police thing, oh God, that's awful. But maybe this person will do it less if you're giving them that poopy that they want, that supply that they want, which would be to pretend like they're perfect and you're not. None of which is even remotely true. Moving on. Montana Sammy Joe says, Angie, what are good things to ask when it seems like you need to grill the potential partner or friend for answers or information? Well, first of all, if you feel like you need to grill them for information, maybe that's a red flag. But some of the things you want to ask, honestly, I don't really think that it's always things you want to ask, but you can ask things like this. Now, depending on how far along, one of the best questions you can ask them, and this is not always going to work in the beginning of a relationship because it's a little weird at that point, but when you get to that place where you can say this to that person, you can always say, what do you like about me? Or you can say, I love that you have, big blue eyes and dimples, and I love that you're so compassionate and kind, blah, blah, blah. And then they might in turn go, well, I love this and that and the other thing about you. The thing is with narcissists, a lot of times they'll say things like, oh, I love how you rub my back, or I love this, or I love that. I love how you look on my arm. I love how you, whatever. It's always about what you do for them. Does that make sense? So that's kind of the one really good test. Another thing that you can ask, you might ask about the exes. You might say, well, tell me about your exes. Tell me about this. Tell me about that. Tell me about your family, and see how they talk about people. Well, what's your favorite thing about your best friend is a good question. Again, what do they do for me, or who they are? So if they're, what do they do for me? That's a sign of a narcissist. If they're who this person really is, that's the sign of not a narcissist. So if someone were to say if I were to say to someone, what do you like about me? And they were like, well, I like that you take care of my kids and you clean up my house and you do this and that and the other thing. Well, that would not be a narcissist. Oh, I just noticed or if you did a thing where you were like, what do you like about me? And then they were like, well, I really like that, that you try to help people get out of bad relationships, or I really like that you are smart, or that we can have a good discussion, or whatever, then that person probably wouldn't be. I hope that's helpful. I'm going to look at this one right now. We have Kennedy Remedy. Kennedy, I hope you're okay, honey. I saw I saw a message and I wasn't sure if it was from you. Let me just check and see if I can find I don't see a message from you yet in chat. Let's see. Kennedy. All right. I don't see the message from you in chat yet. Oh, wait, there it is. Wait. Kennedy? No? Okay. Kennedy, I will be watching for your message before I go offline. Please let me know if you're okay and what's going on. Okay, let's see here. Oh, no, now I lost my place in chat. Okay. Well, you guys, chat just rolled down so far on me that I can only get back up to this point where Maura says, but I'm grateful that I have money to buy gas and a car to drive. That's awesome stuff. Very good gratitudes. If you said anything that I missed above that, please re-put it in the chat, because when I scrolled down to find what Kennedy said, the chat won't let me roll back up right now. So I'm sorry about that. It's probably because I've been streaming a while. Sorry. Okay. Leah says hello to the mod squad, including Shannon. Jillian says, perfect, Nikki, thrilled for you. Shastina, hello, Shastina, good to see you. She says, learning who I am is the hardest. It's tough, it is, but it's worth it. Totally worth it. Okay. Bonnie says, the narcissists suck out your life energy and they leave you high and dry. They will step right over you and go to the next empath. That is the truth. They have no problem with that. Anne says, if you're having a tearful day, go out in nature. That's actually a really, really good, statement. That's a really true statement. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Trying to do too many things at the same time. Okay. Let me see. So, Shastina, have you picked up the tools, any of the tools at queenbeing.com? There are lots of different. There's one that's called like the reset button. That's a good one. Go look at those when you get a minute and see if any of those might be helpful. And there's also lots of free free downloads there. Okay. All righty. If you're having any, okay. Linnell says, thank you. I so needed that self boost. Right on. Sam says, always felt like that with an ex-narcissist. Even if the days were bright, sunny, always felt so down, weak, like a void. Can clearly remember feeling down all the time, demotivated. So happy she's far gone. Yeah, I totally feel you. And you know what's interesting about that is that, what's interesting, I think, about that is that that I felt just like that. And I bet you guys did too, like emotionally and almost physically drained sometimes, actually physically drained sometimes. You can see a difference in the way your face looks. You guys, I left my ex-husband when I was 20, early 20 something. And I want to say 23, maybe it was 24. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, I think I looked older then than I do now. And I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm much older now. But it's true. It's true. I think it's, you know, because of being happy as opposed to being drained. Yeah. Maura said she was tearful yesterday too. Yeah, I think it's one of those things, right? Linnell says, thank you. I so needed that. Okay, I got that one. Sam, I got that. Hello, Sophie B. That's a cute name. My daughter's name is Sophie. And if she were on my team, she might be Sophie B. But welcome, Sophie. Belle says, hello, Jillian. I hope you're well. Montana Sammy Joe says, I've noticed if I have a food reaction, it can make me super hostile or weepy. Usually zaps my energy like kryptonite. That is something that I personally am exploring right now because I'm trying to figure out, like I've noticed sometimes after I eat, I'll have like phlegm. That's so gross. And so I'll try to see, or bloating, and I'll try to go, well, which one? And you can see it in my face. Like if you look at videos, sometimes you'll see that I have a good face day and sometimes I have a bad face day. And I think it's directly connected to stuff I'm eating. So I'm trying to watch that and see which things are causing puffiness and which things are causing all the issues or whatever. But Montana Sammy Joe, if you know more about that, I would love to hear more about that, or if you can direct me to any resources, because I agree, it definitely has an effect on you. And, you know, the more in tune with myself I become, the more aware I become of those things. You know, sometimes I'm hungry and I don't notice I'm hungry, which is weird, but I'm like so busy that I don't think about it, and I don't know why I'm so cranky. And then I'll eat and I'll feel better. But sometimes when I eat, I don't feel great and I don't know why. And so I'd love to know more about that. Okay. Purple Bell, hello, welcome back, says hello and thank you for your support and advice. Anyway, to help a friend who filed for divorce realize that counseling and cohabitating for kids will only cause more pain. Oh, that's so hard. You know what it is? Doing something like that for the kids is actually bad for the kids because the kids know that you're not happy. And I think a lot of times when people are in that situation, they think, well, we just don't want to change the way the kids are. And I bet you, depending on how old the kids are, if that person asked the kids, hey, are you happy? You know, would you like to see something change in our lives? The kids might actually say, well, why don't y'all get a divorce? This is not working. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's see. Purple belt. Okay. I think what it comes down to is information, letting them know this is what this is what is happening and this is how you can do better. But the truth is, and I don't know why somebody would try to live with the kids, would live with somebody they filed for divorce with or cohabitate for the kids. But I think what it comes down to is that they must figure out a way to be honest with the kids, because the kids know more than they think. I mean, you would be shocked at how young kids see the truth and start talking about it to other people. So I would say to ask her to open up a safe and judgment-free zone for her to speak with her children, or him to speak with his children, and then to let the children say whatever's on their mind about it, because I bet you $10 they're not happy either. And maybe they would be excited about the possibility of moving on to a two-parent, a two-household family. Just something to think about. I don't know if that's helpful at all, but I hope it's a little helpful or sparks an idea that could be helpful. If anyone has advice for Purple Belt on this, please leave it in the comments here. Nicole Angelina, hello. And Shannon says, I need some advice, fellow parents. I lost track of time when I was late to pick up my son at school. The secretaries and the teachers are so unhappy with me. I'm wondering if there's any other way. Oh, okay. This is what I would do. I would bring them some flowers and I would say, I'm sorry, and then move on. And the reason I'm saying that is, here's an example of something similar but different. So when we first moved into our current neighborhood, it was 2014. We bought our dream house, whatever. Well, anyway, I plan to stay here forever. If I can avoid moving, that'd be great. But the people across the street have been here forever, and it's a couple that's, their children are grown. They're a little older than we are, and in fact, they thought I was one of the kids who lived here when they first met me, which I thought was funny, but that's another story. I'm not very tall. Anyway, and so it was really funny because the 4th of July after we moved in, actually it was the 5th of July after we moved in, we were having our 4th of July celebration, and we were outside. It was like 8 p.m. And we were shooting off a few fireworks, which technically are illegal where we live, but the police kind of let it go for a couple days around the 4th of July. And they weren't anything major, but they were a little loud. And a lot of other people in the neighborhood were doing the same thing. So we thought, what's the big deal? Well, that night they came outside in their pajamas and screamed at us, and they just went off on us. And I felt terrible because I wanted our neighbors to like us, not hate us the first month month or two we're here. So the next day I went to the store and I picked up like a little flower pot thing full of flowers and seeds and gardens, because I noticed that they were doing a lot of yard. They were really particular about the way their yard looked, lots of flowers, lots of prettiness out there. So I brought that over with an I'm sorry card. And I, just genuinely, I said, I just want you to know, I'm so sorry. We're not bad neighbors. We didn't realize it was, it would cause any trouble. We won't do that again, without talking to you first, whatever. And it actually, it helped. It really helped. So that's basically what I would advise. And I would love to hear what the rest of you parents think about that as well. Those of you who are parents. J8 says, Amanda Eakin, jealous wives and girlfriends just happens. It's sad, but it's not you. But because of their own insecurity and their significant others' whorish syndrome, they dismiss and attack you. It's irrelevant, because the point is that in that case, not hiring her because she's a female is illegal. And especially because they told her that was why. That's not okay. I'm just saying, legally speaking. But I'm not trying to I'm not saying that you should necessarily go and prosecute these people, but I certainly would maybe swing back by and mention the laws. I don't know. Okay. Jillian says, hey, there's a curly light bulbous face. I know. See, I really need to lower that down, I guess, because it's kind of, anyway. All right, let's see here. Bonnie says, yes, and nature is a great antidote for depression. Even planting some flowers is therapeutic. Oh, I always find that getting my hands in the dirt is very therapeutic. I always feel like, I should have been doing this all along. I should probably go out and work on that today. Okay, let's see here. Leah says, I feel like it's hard to talk and I'm trying not to dissociate, so I'm just going slowly. And I feel like it's hard for me to communicate what I'm trying to say effectively or effectively. I'm worried. I understand. Leah, you might be going through more than dissociation. I would not hesitate to talk to your doctor if it's ongoing, or to look into some therapy or something like that. I don't know. I think did you pick up those tools that I created for the dissociation thing? That might be helpful. But if you're struggling, and you're worried about yourself, do not hesitate to just stop by the doctor, make sure you're okay. Sometimes these things can affect sometimes other parts of your system can be affected by this kind of stuff. So please be aware of that and think about it. What? Wrenches? Wait a minute. Are there? I don't see those, Shannon. Tell me what you mean. Okay. What? Hold on. Is somebody else doing that, Shannon? Hold on. Oops. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to check something really quick. I don't see that. I don't see that. Okay. Oh, I don't see it, Shannon. I don't know. Maybe that means somebody did something. I don't know. Okay, sorry guys, moving on. Okay. Where was I? At will employer. Thank you, Shannon. Okay. Now I don't know where I was. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to just try to find my place. I'm running out of time anyway. So Anne says, hi, Bonnie, nature helps me so much. And stop what you're doing and go to nature. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Belle says to Sherry, hello to you. So grateful to see you here. You are in a safe place with truly caring people. We'll support you in your times of need and cheer you when you have a triumph. I hope you stay. Ditto. And thank you for being so warm and welcoming, Miss Belle. I appreciate you. Maddie says, good morning, Angie and Roomies. Hey, Maddie. She says, I'm late, but I'm here. That's all that matters. Lives and whatnot, but I'm always happy. Holiday weekends. Okay. Right to work state. Thank you. I knew it was something like that. At will, right to work, whatever it is. It's one of those things where they can just fire you for no reason. Oh, somebody just put up $10. Let's see who that was. Hello, Kennedy. Thank you again, my friend. I appreciate you. Did you give me a comment today? This time, let me check. Nevada, it's equivalent. Okay. Mary Ellis is thankful for this community. Linnell says, yes, stay strong for your young one. Very good, very good. Right to work state. Yeah. Okay. Anne says, I went to a private school for 12 years. There are bullies there too. Teacher confidence. Of course, I've been teaching her confidence. Of course, I've been doing that since she was born. But I'll tell you something. I don't even know what to do. What I know is that where she is now, how do I say this? There are multiple reasons that she's being bullied, and they are none of them, most of them are not directly connected to her as an individual. That's all I'm going to say. I can't really talk about it, but I can tell you that I'm very upset about it, and that a lot of people are lucky that I'm the sort of person who doesn't want to go to jail because I can't do anything, and I wouldn't do anything to physically hurt anyone, but gosh, oh gosh, I want to do some things. When your baby looks at you and says to you, Mom, please don't tell the teacher again, because every time you tell the teacher, they just get worse. Yeah. I'm going to stop talking about it because I'm going to get upset. Okay, moving on. Okay. Yes. Moving on. Test drive, baby, says Jillian about the BMW thing for Ms. Maddie. Oh, by the way, Maddie, hashtag Mod Squad. Okay. Shannon says running water and electricity she's grateful for. Right on. Mary Ella says, yes, thankful for my new car. It took so long, but God is restoring me and giving me the desires of my heart. Love it. Move things out to make room for better. That's what we have to do. Move things out to make room for better. Crystal Amethyst is here. Hello, Crystal. How are you? Welcome. And Ann Speaker says, I'm grateful for Angie and my new home or apartment. Awesome. Congratulations. And I'm so grateful for you as well. Teresa Paul says, I'm thankful I got out of that useful relationship and that I'm happy and losing weight and look good. Go, girl. Right on. Catherine Cody. Hello. How are you? Great video on narcissistic abuse. Yeah, Nicole, I hear you, girl. Shannon Doreen says hello, and oh yeah, and J8 says I'm thankful for another day. It's another day to expect something great to come out of all the chaos I've gone through. Awesome. Debbie says hi, thankful I feel okay today. I'm so happy to hear that, Debbie, and welcome back. Shastina says I'm grateful for my MRI. I need to leave for soon. Grateful for life and the hope I have for my future. Big hugs and love to you, Shastina. I'm so glad you came back in recently and that you've been around a little more. It's always good to see you. Okay, let's see. Leah. Okay. Bonnie, Shannon says you can get a home nebulizer for 50 bucks. The doctors did say they didn't prescribe it for me sooner than they did because it's not covered by insurance, but $50 for breathing, it's a bargain. Yeah, that's true. Sam says, but be careful because a lot of times I used to work for a DME company. You guys don't know that about me, but back in my earlier days, I worked for a DME company. Some insurance companies do cover a nebulizer, but not all. And you can get them for $50 if you go to the right provider, but a lot of providers are going to triple the price on you. So be aware and tell them it's not worth $300 or whatever. Sam says, grateful I keep getting my place back in order. Grateful I'm not giving up on my new project, although the difficulties with coworker, and grateful, sorry to hear that. Grateful I'm getting more sleep at better hours. Oh, that is a very good thing. Yes, that's a very good thing. Bonnie says, yep, I planted some beautiful flowers yesterday and it makes me happy just thinking about it and looking out in my gardens and see beautiful colored flowers. I'll tell you something. I did that when I first started living here. I planted flowers all over my yard. So now they come up different times of the year. It's pretty fun. Ron says, I'm thankful for the freedom I now have. This is Rhonda, I believe. I now have from someone who constantly tried to control me, shame me, and mold me into what she wanted me to be. I feel you. Okay, wait a minute. I'm out of time and I just realized I have to get into a client call. So I'm going to just double check. Hello, Natalie. Says, I'm thankful to have found your videos today and the supporting group. I'm thankful I'm on the path to recovery and I'm getting more independence every day. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, you guys, I have to run, but I'm going to double check and see if I have any, because Kennedy was kind enough to pop a few bucks in there today, and I appreciate that always. Let's see if she's left me some messages really quick. Kennedy, you're awesome. Yes, you are. And I do not see any messages. Okay, Kennedy, big hugs and love to you, my friend. Jillian, Shannon, Maddie, Maura, all of my awesome mod squad. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. And everybody, thank you for being here. I will see you back here tomorrow for a quick check-in, and then I'll have videos for you coming as well. So stay tuned for those. If you have questions, concerns, things like that. Eric, yes, people do turn into narcissists often because of how they were raised. He says, I feel like I'm changing and I cannot find any love in myself or caring about others. So self-obsessed, CPTSD, I believe, who knows, could be narcissist fleas, could be a little CPTSD. Yes, people turn into narcissists because of how they were raised, but it depends on how they go from there. So people who are not narcissists tend to turn their love outward, the love that they would have normally given to healthy parents. People who are narcissists tend to turn their love inward, and it's a whole different thing. But watch my videos on that. That'll help you a lot, Eric. Okay, I'm out of here. I will see you guys soon. As always, thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Thank you for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. And don't forget, you're never really alone. You always have your family. So if you haven't yet, go over to queenbeing.com and queenbeing.com/span. We have 2 different private groups now, one Facebook, one outside of Facebook. And I would love to see you all there. As always, hugs and love. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a lovely day. And thank you for everyone being here. I'm going to go. Bye. Oh, geez. Now I can't find my way. Here I go.